manifest. Hello and good day, ladies and the gentlest of men. Now today is Sunday, so I hope you all have had a cracking weekend and are looking refreshed for the week ahead at school, college, sixth form or work. Whatever you do, I hope you have a good week, even though I'll be posting tomorrow. This is a momentous occasion because today is the first episode of a new series which I've got, which will be testing cars on Forza. So I am going to use a Ford Escort for my first car, and I'm going to go for the clan colours. So I'm going to change that there and go for a nice baby pink. Now what I want you to do in future is drop a comment and say which car you want in every video, and then I will pick one which I like and I will test it for you and we will see how it goes. So I will talk you through the upgrades, I'll say why I'm choosing these upgrades, and it will give you an idea of what to upgrade. So yep, this is the Ford Escort. Now this will be running every Sunday, and I want you to comment in every video, hopefully, whatever car you want to see tested, because it saves you buying it on the game and wasting your money. So let's go for the upgrades now. Now the engine upgrades mainly upgrade speed and launch. This is the air filter that cleans the actual engine and ensures that it doesn't end up clogged, which increases the speed and dynamics of the engine itself. So I'm just going to stick the finest one in there. Now we have got the fuel system, which is the injection of fuel into the engine. So you want a pretty solid one of these because it increases everything really: launch, speed, acceleration. Acceleration mainly because it allows more fuel to go in there to be compressed and combusted for the engine to actually work, which is what we want in this car because it is quite slow. Exhausts just let out the fumes, and I don't really know much about them, but I'm going to look up some of this terminology and then I will start using more jargon, and if I do use any jargon I will try and explain it for you. So yep, there we go. I'm not going to talk through all these this time, but I will in future, and I'll tell you why. Basically the reason I'm upgrading the engine on this one is to ensure that I've got a lot of speed, because this car is quite slow. I mean, it's a Ford Escort, so you know it's going to be slow. Yeah, this car needs upgrading speed wise and handling wise, because I'm not familiar with this car, but I'm pretty sure it has the capability to run off track. So we're just gonna, you can see the stats as I'm upgrading, and you can quite clearly see that boosts stats significantly. Therefore I'm gonna go for it. We're already in a B class and I'm not sure what the maximum capability for this car is, but I'm pretty sure I might be able to top it to an S class. I don't know if that's a bit of a push. Might be, might not be, we are going to see. So I'm going to add the twin turbo, which I believe is under the name Race Turbo. There we go. Now that actually dramatically increased the car. That just, I think it is also in relation to how much fuel enters the system, but I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comment section and I'll take any criticism on board. And I want you to be honest as well, because I don't want you to be all, yeah, I love your video man, that was a great video dude, and then you absolutely hate it and you think that I'm talking a lot of rubbish. I want honest feedback. So that is the engine done, and we're obviously upgrading the brakes because we need the car to be able to stop. It's key for handling, and it also allows a quicker lap time, because if you spend less time braking, more time going at a high speed, you know, your lap time is quite clearly going to be improved. This doesn't really do much, I don't believe. I think it just reduces the weight of the car, or in real life I know what it saves lives basically. Pretty much. This is more reinforcement to save lives essentially. Increases the weight, which is not that bad because this car can be a bit out of control. We need a bit of weight to keep it down. Just reducing the weight here, which contradicts everything that I said, and I know, but we do want a bit of elegance to the drive. So the drivetrain is basically how smooth the transitions are between gears and how well the car functions and how quickly it responds. So we're going to max everything out here because it is quite essential, and you can see the stats on the right hand side as I'm upgrading, but I will talk you through some key ones and I'll tell you why you should put them on most cars, because some people that get the game may not understand what everything does, and that's what I'm going to do. I know I'm not doing it on the first video, which is kind of ironic, but you know, this doesn't do much to the car. I don't know why I bought it, but I'm going to look that up for the next video and I'll tell you why you should. Right, so now we're going to go on to the tyres. Now we're looking for a good solid grip for this car because, like I said earlier, I think, to my belief, it has a tendency to slip off-road. So we want some big grippy tyres like these. Now we're going to increase the surface area of the tyre to road. The impact on the tyre to the road has to have a large surface area to create more of a grip and more stability within the car, which is quite key for this car because, like I said, it does like to slide, to my belief. I mean, I've never used it before on the game. Now, don't quite know what the trim does for the tyres, but that made it look fabulous. I mean, did you see that black rim? Beautiful. Beautiful, guy, look at that, that is fabulous. Right, now gonna go for the bumper. We want to create a bit of downforce to stop it from spinning all over, like I said earlier. I read some reviews and apparently that's what this car does. I'm gonna put a spoiler on to create more downforce. Now the best spoiler for this car appears to be no spoiler at all, which logically doesn't make sense, but we're going to go for it right now and we're just going to roll with the punches. I'm not going to change that because it's quite alright as it is. Not going to change that either. So that's all for the upgrades. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a racing scenario because, quite frankly, I don't think you're going to want to buy a car having seen me drive it around an empty track. You want to see it in a competitive environment. So I'm going to pick a track, and yep, I don't know how to change the track. It's definitely not in that menu. So I'm going to change the driver difficulty first because, quite frankly, I don't think you want to see me racing against people who barely know how to turn the key to the car. So I'll up that. Now change select track. It was there. Right in front of me, guys. It was just there. Now I'm going to go for the Belgian track because it's a lovely track. Got a few straights in there, but it doesn't rely on the straights, if you know what I mean. Like, the winner is not determined on how fast the car is on them straights. So we're just coming into the race and we are going to start. Now, sorry for the background noise. My dad and his girlfriend are at home. So good start, as you can see. Great acceleration. I'm pretty sure that's because I upgraded a thing called the ignition, which I believe allows a quicker start time for the car. It allows more fuel to be pumped in upon the start of the car. Now, I'm doing alright. I started in 8th, I'm in 7th. What can you do? So, I'm taking these turns quite well. The car's handling alright on this track. I don't know why the no spoiler thing worked, but it does seem to be working at the moment. I think the fatter tyres did work, so that is key, and I'd advise you all to get the wider tyres if purchasing this car. Now, I think I possibly spent about 200 grand on upgrading this car, which was worth it because it's actually handling alright, and I've overtaken some top-notch cars so far. Now this track is absolutely wonderful. It really tests the car's endurance, and the car is enduring pretty well. I took that turn a bit wide, but what can you do? I'm going to try not to do that next lap. I have just about to overtake a Pagani Zonda F, I believe that is. One of the most expensive cars on the game, one of the best cars on the game. This car is so good at racing that it is actually not road legal in the UK, which means that you cannot purchase this car and take it for a drive down the M1. Now that means that it is purely built for racing, even though in some circumstances it's not actually race legal either, which is slightly ironic. As you can see, this car is handling really well. I do think that is because of the tyres, which I upgraded to be a lot wider. It's so worth it, just go for the tyres being wide. Now I'm in 4th, I'm aiming for a position 4th or above, because quite frankly it's a Ford Escort and I'm up against some top cars. So we are coming up to this straight, which is wonderful. It's not too big, it's not too short, you know, it's just nice and smooth. Did kind of slide out there. I believe this is another Pagani that we are coming up to. They have quite a distinguished look about them, quite an iconic look. And yep, I'm actually driving okay this race. However, I do feel as though there might be a mess up on my behalf in the near future. I'm just going to try not to mess up, but forgive me if I do. So, on the horizon, I've heard rumours that there will be a new Forza Horizon, which is ironic. Do you see what I did there, guys? Do you see what I did there? So, this new Forza Horizon 3 will be amazing. I've got all the Forza Horizons so far, 1 and 2, completed 1 and completed the first championship of 2, which took a long time. I may tell you, it took 19 minutes to do the championship race, and you have to do that a number of times as far as I'm concerned, to complete the whole game, and it is taking a long time. I will not be uploading this because I made a lot of progress and I feel as though there's no point coming halfway through. So yeah, but just keep an eye out because I will be uploading if that does come out. I'm also looking to get Forza Motorsport 7. That did a lot of damage to my car, that hit. When Forza Motorsport 7 comes out I will get it. I don't have Forza Motorsport 6 unfortunately, but I don't see a point in getting it when Forza Motorsport 7 is just around the corner, as I am going around a corner, and a nice long corner at that, and I took it okay, I suppose. The car is faring very well, and I would recommend this car just for upgrade purposes. I mean, if you upgrade this correctly, you can have it in any class and it can top any class. Well, I suppose you could use this in championships for whatever class it's in. I don't know what it falls under, but it could probably wipe them out if you upgrade it correctly. Which, as I say, fat tyres, upgrade the engine a little bit, possibly mainly ignition because it doesn't have a good launch. So if you upgrade the ignition you can get a good start with any race. Yeah, this is going very well so far, and it's a cheap car at that, and upgrading it does cost a lot, but if you upgrade it correctly for the championships that you're applying for in this car, you can do really well, and you won't have to spend a couple of $100,000 on upgrading this, because you won't need to really. You can top any championship, I am sure, without spending that much. A little bit of a slip there in my driving ability, but this car is faring very well and I'm enjoying this race, and as I say, this car is faring very well. It seems to mess up for me. So yeah, that was poor. Yeah, just coming around here now. So as I say, and again, as I say, next week on Sunday I'll be uploading another. I want you all to comment on this video, tell me what car you want to see next week, and I will do it for you. I'll pick the best one and I'll do that, and I'll probably pick a different track, because I'm sure you don't want to see the same track over and over again. It's going well though, this car. I would strongly advise getting it. It's done very well in this race against some top notch cars. Next week's video I will go into more depth about every little thing. However, this video I wanted to give you a basic outline of what it's going to be like when I upload these Sunday videos and this Sunday broadcast. So yeah, thanks for watching this race. It's gone very well. I strongly advise getting this car, only if you're willing to upgrade it though and put fat tyres on. So yeah, that is all for today. I hope you have a great day and a great week. Yep, live forever everyone.